Hello and welcome back to yet another episode of our series on the basics of Azure. Today we're going to talk about how to do backup and site recovery of virtual machines. So let's get started. First thing you're going to want to do is create a storage account similar to how we did when you did a file share, but this time we're going to go to New, select Storage, and this time we're going to go and select Backup and Site Recovery. First thing here is we're going to create a recovery services vault, and so we need to name it. We're going to stick with our naming convention here, D&H Test Lab, and we'll call it Recovery. You're going to select a subscription. Once again, this is the means in which the funding is provided for this particular resource. Once again, when you're dealing with CSP, you only have the one choice, so we're going to simply stick with that, which is our Liani 12 company. Next, we're going to choose a resource group. Once again, we're going to stick with our D&H Lab Demo resource group, but if you'd like, you can create a new one. And then select the geographic location to where this storage service vault is going to be located. And we're going to keep that here on the East Coast. Click Create. So that was it as far as creating the actual services vault. Very simple, very easy. It's going to only take about a minute or so to deploy. Let's wait until that's complete, and we'll go to the next step. Oh, it's already completed. So you can go ahead and under notifications here, we're just going to click the notification, which will bring up that actual recovery services vault blade. Go ahead and get rid of this and close it. And here we are. The next step is pretty obvious. We're going to go ahead and select the actual data that we are backing up, or in this case, the actual machine that we're backing up. So we select backup here. We select our backup goal. Again, Azure really does kind of hand a lot of this to you pretty easily, kind of walks you through the process. So hopefully these videos are helpful to find where things are, but I think you'll be able to work your way through it if you have any questions. But if you do, and you can't figure them out, cloudsolutions@dnh.com will continue to help you. So as you can see, it's going to ask you what kind of workload we're running. For this particular demonstration, we're going to back up an Azure VM. So we're going to keep everything the way it is right now. But as you can see from this drop-down menu, you just simply select on-premises, and then you can actually back up any system that you have. This is the perfect hybrid backup solution for very little effort. Once you have selected on-premises, it changes this menu here to a whole selection of new ones. So you can actually boil down to exactly what you're looking to back up. Everything from a bare metal backup to specific files or specific VMs, etc. In order to do any of these, it's going to require additional software installed on the server that you're looking to back up, the on-prem server you're looking to back up, and we will cover how to do one of these backups in a future video, so stay tuned for that. But for today's video, we're going to select Azure and then stick with virtual machine. Click OK. Here you get to select your backup policy. This is the frequency of your backups and your retention range and duration. For this demonstration, we're going to go ahead and keep it as the default policy, but I want to show you how easily you can create a new policy, name it with a unique name, and then you can use this backup policy for a number of other different backup vaults that you end up creating later on. As you can see, pretty straightforward. Retention range, and backup frequency. We're going to stick with the default policy, which you can see it's going to back up every day at 2 a.m. and go ahead and click OK. And then finally, it's going to ask you, what do you want to back up? In this case, we're going to back up the only virtual machine that we have in our existing resource group, and that would be the D&H Lab Test VM. So I check the box, click OK, enable backup, and wait. Okay, and now through the power of television, that deployment was done successfully. You can see it here in your notifications. And here's our blade showing that we do have one backed up item. If I select this here and select Azure Virtual Machines, it'll show which VM is actually backed up. It's passed our pre-check, and it has not actually completed its first backup yet. That's what this warning is indicated for, but that won't happen until 2 a.m. per our policy. So there you have it. Pretty straightforward, very simplistic, step-by-step explanation as to how to back up a existing virtual machine in Azure. Now, obviously, this is something that once you're familiar with Azure, you're going to do much more frequently. But I think, at least initially, a lot of you out there are going to be looking to do some backup of some on-prem servers as well. So please stick around. We will have a video describing how to go about that procedure as well in the future. But until then, hopefully the information that you received today was beneficial. And until I see you next time in our next series of videos, you have a great one.